Hello and welcome to the Wealthy Trades Market Forecast for April 8th, 2015. Welcome, and I want to say yesterday was just an absolutely phenomenal day. It's another reason, this week is another reason why you got to make sure you sign up and do not let your membership expire for wealthytrades.com, because here's the deal. We called out a long opportunity yesterday. The market was in an uptrend, if you remember right. The market was in an uptrend, and the quality yesterday was above 50%. So therefore, what we wanted to do is we wanted to go long, all right, establish long positions within the best sector, which was the XLE, the energy sector. Then we wanted to find the best stocks within that sector. And RRC, all right, RRC was the best stock within the energy sector. And RRC had a phenomenal day yesterday. In fact, it ended up opening. All right, so we take opening price when we're doing our day trading. We get in at the open. All right, we don't hold any positions overnight when we're day trading. So we get in at the open. So it opened at 54.74, and it closed at 56.27. So it was up 2.8% yesterday. Okay, 2.8% rally and profit in that stock that we called out. Absolutely phenomenal. And if you compare that to, let's say, like the diamonds were down. Opened at this is the Dow ETF. The diamonds opened at 178.76 and closed at 178.42. Overall, think about this. On Monday, we went long Halliburton, short Google for an overall profit of 2.85%. Yesterday, we went long RRC for a profit of 2.8%. That is over 2.5, or I'm sorry, over 5.5% gain for the week, in comparison to the stock market, the S&P 500, that's down about 0.25%. That is huge outperformance, and the exact reason why you cannot let your trial membership expire. This is phenomenal information. You got to know this every single day. You got to know where to go, what stocks to go into, and where to look. And part of the reason why you got to know that is because the market hasn't been on a tear, but going into the right sectors is so important. Yesterday and the day before showed that. Yet yesterday we had a down day in the stock market, yet the energy sector and the stock we picked within the energy sector had a phenomenal day. Okay, so if we would have just willy-nilly bought the stock market, then we could have risked making money. In fact, we probably would have lost money. And instead, we ended up making 2.8%. That's just absolutely phenomenal. And another reason why, you got to stay in front of what the market's doing. Just because the market overall is in an uptrend, you got to understand, is the quality of the trend good enough to establish just long positions, or should you do a more hybrid trade, or more something like a pairs trade? Kind of like what we're going to do today. And here's the reason. We're in an uptrend, all right? So this is today. We're in an uptrend. 58% of the stocks are moving up. But the quality, all right, of that is 39.6%. So it's below 50%. So we're going to do a pairs trade. And what we're going to do is we're going to go long in the best sector. The best sector to go long in is XLE. And then we're going to find a short position in the sector that's the best to short in. And the best sector to short in, indicated by the down arrow and the highest quality, is the XLKs, the technology sector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move. We're going to find the best stock within the energy sector for today, and let's see if we can continue this amazing performance, up about 5.5% for the week, in comparison to the market down about 0.25%. Just absolutely phenomenal outperformance. Let's see if we can continue that today. So what we're going to do is we're going to pare this down. First pare down technique is we bring everything over into our portfolio, and then we look at the levels to win profit. And I want to get rid of anything that doesn't make a profit. So I'm looking right here. So Hess, for example, when it hits the upside, it loses money. So therefore, I'm going to eliminate Hess and go through this, and the rest make money. Okay, so now the next thing we want to do is the easiest way to do this. You can look to make sure, okay, it hits. So for example, the XLE, it closed at 79.17. It should move up. The historical, the movement to the upside, all right, it's in an uptrend, should be up to 79.91, and the expected downside low is 78.69. It's got a 50% probability historically of hitting this number, this level, and a 40% probability of hitting this number. What I want to see is I want to see how often it closes above this being at least or over 50% of the times it hits here and under 50% here. An easier way to do that is just to find the one with the largest spread between the levels on levels. So you want a large number on the trend side and a small number on the counter trend side. So this spread here is 26.9 compared to 19.2. That tells you, again, these numbers tell me how often does XLE rally and close above 79.91. That happens 26.9% of the time. And then this is telling me how often does it sell off and not only hit it, but actually close below that number, and it happens 19.2% of the time. So that's the spread. So just looking at this, here's an example. So between XLE 26.9, 19.2, and COP 36.5 and 15.4, obviously COP is automatically better because the spread is wider. It closes above this level more often, and it closes below this level less often. So therefore, COP is better than XLE. So we're just going to eliminate that one. Let's look at DVN compared to COP. So 36 and they both close above their trend side level at 36.5, but DVN is better because it only closes below the counter trend level 5.8% of the time. Okay, so and it hits the level, so 38.5 it hits and 28.8. So DVN is better than COP. Let's look at that compared to EOG. Better than EOG too. Again, higher on the trend side and lower on the counter trend side. So it's better than that one. It's better than HP. Again, I'm looking here. So 26.9, 17.3. I want to see a wide spread. 36.5, 5.8. DVN is better than that. Better than PSX and better than. Okay, we've got our best stock for today to go long, which is DVN. It hits. It's closed at 124.17. It hits. The expected upside is 126.23. Hits that level historically 51.9% of the time. The downside is. Whoops, I'm sorry. I was on the wrong stock. Closed at 63.33. Upside is 64.15. Hits it at 53.8. Downside 62.59. Hits it at 28.8. This shows you the power of the trend. These are from the closing price. These are the same distance from the closing price, and look at how often it hits the trend side compared to the counter trend side. And then it closes above the trend side 36.5% of the time in comparison to closing below the counter trend side 5.8. Makes money on both sides. DVN is a phenomenal long opportunity today. Let's look at it on the chart real quick just so you guys can see this. This is a powerful indication too, just to kind of see technically how it's setting up. I like the level. It's at a good level where it's starting to kind of base at this prior area where it shifted into a downtrend. It's already, if you remember me talking before about that shift, it shifted into an uptrend, sold off a little bit, tested that area where it shifted into an uptrend. That's kind of a springboard area. And so here's the deal. This is the fact that it went into a downtrend, and now this is the area where it shifted into that downtrend. It's kind of basing. I have a feeling it's either going to, this is an indication that it's going to move big. It's either going to break out, which I believe it's going to because it's in a nice uptrend, or break down. But DVN is a great long opportunity today. But we're going to pair that with a short opportunity too because the quality is below 50%. So the best sector to short in is the technology sector. So let's move the technology stocks into our portfolio and find the best shorting opportunity in the technology sector. This is basically the exact same type of trade we did on Monday where we went long Halliburton, short Google. That was Monday. Obviously, it's Wednesday now, and we're not going to find the same stocks. The long position we know is going to be in DVN. Now let's find the short position. So I'm going to eliminate anything that doesn't make money on both sides. As you can see, so if it doesn't make money, I just get rid of it. It's got to make money on both levels to win areas. All right, so these are the four that make money on both areas. Now, eBay in my mind is just the absolute standout because look at the HPP. The percentage of time it hits the counter trend or hits the trend side is 71.2, so that's obvious. But let's look at the levels on levels. So LRCX closes below its trend side because it's in a downtrend, 34.6 and then 13.5. That's in comparison to 46.2 and 7. So obviously eBay is better. So again, the spread on eBay is huge, 46.2 to 7.7. Let's look at that compared to eBay. Adobe. eBay's better than that, and eBay's better than LVLT. So here is the plan. Let's look at eBay technically. In a downtrend, this is where it shifted, kind of went back, springboard down. It's got a fairly key pivot up here at about 58.40. That should give us some nice resistance up there if it does start to rally. But here's the play. I do like this technically. So I'm going to short eBay at the open, right at the open. Doesn't matter where it opens at. I'm going to short it at the open. If it rallies up and hits 57.62, that's the counter trend side, I'm going to add to the short position because historically I know that when it hits that, it typically hits it and sells off and makes money. If it goes down to 56.55, I'm going to add to the position there. Just like RRC yesterday, there were two entries. You could have entered at the open, like we said, and then you could have also entered at the expected high, and it rallied another about 1.5% from the expected high. So same thing here. If it hits this downside 56.55, I'm going to add there. But short eBay at the open is the core position, and then you can add to the short positions at 56.55 or 57.62. Close at the end of the day. Same thing with DVN, but you're going to go long. Go long at the open. If it sells off and hits 62.59, add there. If it rallies and hits 64.15, add to the position there and close at the end of the day. So that is the position. We're going to do a pairs trade long DVN, short eBay, hold all day long, close at the end of the day. Those are the positions. Again, this has been a phenomenal week. Our weekly trades that we're in, the consumer staples sector is the best sector to be in. And you should only be in that sector because the quality is above 50%. And the best stock is KR. And then on a monthly basis, you should be long the healthcare sector and only long the healthcare sector because the quality is above 50%. And CAH is the best stock there. I do want to real quick point this out. If your trial is about ready to expire, I highly recommend you signing up as soon as possible. And because for the first 1,000 members, and the popularity of Wealthy Trades is growing substantially because of our outperformance and our outreach. So please sign up as soon as possible so you can get these discounted rates. Our rate right now for the first 1,000 members on a monthly basis, and this is going to be a lifetime monthly basis. So you're going to lock this $74 in for the life of your subscription. So for the first 1,000 members, you can lock in for $74 a month. After the 1,000 members, it goes up to $99. So you can get that deep discount, that $25 discount for the life of your subscription. And then on a yearly basis, you can lock this in for a year, for life also. When you decide to renew after a year, instead of paying $1,188 over the year, you could pay $699 for the year. So huge discount that you'll get for the life of your subscription. So please sign up if your trial's about ready to expire. You can email me with any questions. You can email me at info@wealthytrades.com. Let's make it a great day. Continue to watch it and tell your friends, family, everybody, every single person out there with money in the markets needs to understand the power behind Wealthy Trades and the stats, the sectors we know to go into, and the information we give. Thank you. Let's make it a great day.